Red Bull Racing has reportedly offered Max Verstappen a contract extension through 2029, with his annual salary jumping to $80 million per year from around $65 million. The twist? Red Bull wants to remove the performance-based exit clause that was triggered after they fell outside the top three in the Constructors' Championship following the Hungarian Grand Prix, entitling Verstappen to leave ahead of the 2027 season. But here's where things get murky. Max's father Jos publicly dismissed contract talks as baseless. So what exactly is going on behind closed doors? Red Bull's proposal has stirred up a lot of speculation and debate in the paddock and media circles. German outlet Bild broke the story, claiming that Verstappen faces a critical decision with his future at Red Bull hanging in the balance. Is Jos Verstappen really so out of touch with what's happening? Or is he simply protecting his son's interests? What does Max think about this major offer? He knows it, so did everyone else. Nobody said a word. Multiple English-language outlets have picked up and reported on the story, generally attributing the core figures to Bild. But there's a catch, no confirmation yet from Red Bull or Verstappen's management about those exact numbers. So, while everyone is buzzing over $80 million per year, we don't know if it's truly accurate. Verstappen's current contract runs through 2028 and includes the exit clause that was triggered after Red Bull dropped outside the top three of the Constructors' Championship following the Hungarian Grand Prix. This means Verstappen is now in a unique position to potentially walk away from the team ahead of the 2027 season unless he agrees to new terms. The crux of the matter is that the proposed deal removes this exit clause, which is understandably contentious for both parties involved. On one side, Red Bull wants stability and a long-term commitment from Verstappen. On the other, Max and his team are wary of giving up an essential safety net tied to performance metrics. So why would Red Bull make such a controversial offer? Is it desperation on their part or genuine confidence in their future competitiveness? The timing is critical. This season's results have put pressure on both sides. With Red Bull struggling outside the top three, the urgency for Verstappen to secure his long-term future becomes paramount. To recap, Red Bull's proposal presents a significant dilemma for Verstappen and his team. They must weigh an $80 million salary against losing a valuable exit clause tied to performance metrics. Now let's go back to Jos Verstappen's reaction on X. He dismissed the contract talks as baseless, but didn't specify whether he was directly responding to the specifics of Bild's report or to another rumor cycle about Max's future. How can we reconcile this? Is it possible that Jos is more concerned with protecting his son's position than publicly commenting on specific figures and clauses? This brings us back to an important point. Verstappen's camp has not formally responded to the offer. So while everyone in F1 is speculating, no official word from Max or Red Bull confirms anything. We knew it. The uncertainty surrounding the exact figures and Jos's tweet adds another layer of complexity to this already intricate situation. It's clear that there's more at play here than meets the eye, making the decision all the more difficult for both Verstappen and Red Bull. To recap again, Red Bull is offering an unprecedented salary hike, but asking Verstappen to give up a crucial exit clause tied to performance metrics. This offer hinges on Red Bull regaining their competitive edge by 2027, but what if they don't? Is this really about the money or something else entirely? What could be driving Verstappen's hesitance to accept such an attractive deal? To answer that, we need to consider the strategic implications for both sides. For Red Bull, securing Max on a long-term contract with no exit clause means stability and the potential for more championship titles in the future. But it also ties them to one driver regardless of performance. For Verstappen, this offer presents a stark choice: either trust that Red Bull will recover their form or play it safe by retaining his current exit clause as insurance against future instability. The clock is ticking, and the stakes are high for both parties. What does Max really want? Red Bull's proposal raises profound questions about the balance between financial security and performance-based guarantees in F1 contracts. As this story unfolds, it will likely shape future negotiations and agreements across the sport. So where does that leave us? The current lack of clarity means everything remains up in the air. We must wait for official statements from both sides to truly understand what's happening behind the scenes. Remember how this all started, with Red Bull making a bold offer tied to removing Verstappen's exit clause. Now, the ball is firmly in Max and Jos's court as they navigate this high-stakes negotiation. In conclusion, while speculation runs rampant, the reality remains unclear until official confirmation comes through from Red Bull or Verstappen's management. This saga underscores the complex dynamics at play within F1 and highlights how contractual decisions can ripple across the entire racing landscape. As we continue to dissect this situation, it's crucial to consider how Red Bull's current form affects their position at the negotiating table. The team has struggled to stay within the top three in the Constructors' Championship since falling out of that range after the Hungarian Grand Prix. This decline not only triggers Verstappen's exit clause, but also raises questions about the team's future competitiveness. Given this backdrop, Red Bull is likely under pressure to secure Max's long-term commitment before their performance nosedives further. Losing one of F1's most talented drivers could be catastrophic for the team's ambitions and sponsorships. But why would Verstappen hesitate in accepting such a lucrative offer? It's not just about the money or even the exit clause, it's also about trust and mutual respect. Max is known for his meticulous approach to contracts, ensuring every detail aligns with his goals and Red Bull's aspirations for success. Moreover, Verstappen's father Jos dismissing contract talks as baseless doesn't help clarify matters. His tweet on X raises more questions than it answers. Is he deflecting media scrutiny? Or is there something else going on that we're not privy to? To recap, the core issue revolves around balancing financial security with performance-based guarantees. Verstappen's hesitation stems from wanting a fair deal that protects his interests without compromising Red Bull's future success. Now let's dive deeper into Jos Verstappen's role in this drama. As Max's father and former F1 driver himself, Jos understands the stakes incredibly well. His dismissal of contract talks might be a strategic move to avoid premature speculation or to shield his son from unnecessary pressure. But how does Max view these negotiations? Is he confident in Red Bull's ability to regain their form, or is he skeptical about their long-term prospects? The competitive landscape of F1 is constantly evolving, and teams like Red Bull must adapt quickly to maintain their edge. With new regulations and rival teams closing the gap, securing a driver like Verstappen on a long-term contract could be vital for their survival. So why hasn't there been an official response from either party? Are they negotiating in secret, or is this just part of the usual F1 dance where teams keep things under wraps until all details are ironed out? The silence surrounding these talks only fuels speculation and uncertainty. Fans and media alike are eager for clarity, but both sides seem content to let the rumors swirl while they work behind closed doors. This prolonged negotiation period highlights the intricate balance between trust and leverage in high-stakes sports contracts. For Red Bull, securing Verstappen's commitment is essential for maintaining their status as a top-tier team. But they must also navigate the delicate relationship with one of F1's most valuable assets. To recap, this saga underscores the complex interplay between financial security and performance-based guarantees in F1 contracts. It showcases how a single clause can impact an entire team's future trajectory. While dismissing contract talks as baseless might seem dismissive, it could also be seen as a protective measure for his son's interests. Is there more to this tweet than meets the eye? The lack of official communication adds another layer of intrigue. Are both parties still negotiating key details? Or is this silence a strategy to keep their options open until they're fully satisfied with the terms? To answer that, we need to look at the broader context. F1 teams and drivers often engage in prolonged negotiations before reaching agreements, balancing long-term commitments with immediate concerns. As this situation continues to evolve, one thing is clear: both Red Bull and Verstappen are playing a high-stakes game of chess. Every move they make could have significant implications for the future of F1. The current stalemate reflects the complexity of these negotiations and highlights the importance of trust in securing long-term partnerships in F1. In conclusion, while speculation remains rampant, both sides are carefully navigating this critical juncture. Red Bull's offer presents a challenging dilemma for Verstappen: financial security versus performance-based guarantees. As we wait for official confirmation, the uncertainty underscores the delicate balance in F1 negotiations. The clock is ticking, and both parties must weigh their options carefully. With stakes this high, every detail counts in determining the future of one of F1's most promising drivers and teams. As we wait for any official word on this contract dispute, it's worth considering how other stakeholders in F1 are viewing these negotiations. Team sponsors and investors certainly have their eyes fixed on Red Bull Racing's future stability. If Verstappen were to leave, they would lose one of the sport's biggest drawcards. His tweet wasn't just a casual retort, it was a clear signal that his family is not taking these rumors lightly. The question remains, what exactly were those baseless reports, and why did Jos feel compelled to respond? To add more context, we know Red Bull has offered Verstappen an extension through 2029, with a hefty salary increase from roughly $65 million to $80 million per year. But the removal of his performance-based exit clause is causing friction. Nobody hesitates. He knows exactly what he wants. Red Bull's current form is also critical in understanding why this contract dispute is so pressing. Their slide out of the top 3 constructor standings post-Hungarian Grand Prix underscores their need to secure Verstappen's commitment before their performance drops further. This decline could spell trouble for Red Bull if they can't maintain their competitive edge. The uncertainty around whether Verstappen has signed, rejected, or is still considering the offer adds another layer of complexity. Given his meticulous approach to contracts and Red Bull's recent struggles, it's no surprise that negotiations are taking time. To recap, this situation highlights the intricate balance between financial security and performance-based guarantees in F1 contracts. Both sides need to feel confident about their long-term prospects. Now let's explore how other media outlets have covered this story. German outlet BILD was first to report on the 80 million offer, which English-language sources like Yahoo Sports and GP Fans picked up and expanded upon. This cross-continental coverage underscores the global interest in Verstappen's future with Red Bull. But despite the widespread media attention, there's still no official confirmation from either party. This silence could be a strategic move to avoid premature speculation, or it might indicate ongoing negotiations where both sides are playing their cards close to the chest. F1 fans and analysts alike are eagerly awaiting an update on this situation. With each day that passes without official word, the intrigue only grows. Both Red Bull and Verstappen know they're dealing with a delicate balance between immediate financial security and long-term competitive performance. The core issue here is trust. Both parties want to ensure the agreement aligns perfectly with their goals for the future of F1. This isn't just about money, it's about ensuring Red Bull remains one of the sport's top teams, and Verstappen continues to race at the highest level under fair conditions. As we continue to watch this saga unfold, it's clear that both sides are in a delicate dance. The silence speaks volumes. They're likely still working out key details before committing to anything publicly. To recap, the negotiations between Red Bull and Verstappen reflect the intricate balance between financial security and performance-based guarantees. This situation highlights how crucial trust is in securing long-term partnerships in F1. In conclusion, while speculation remains high, both sides are navigating this critical juncture with utmost caution. The uncertainty underscores the delicate nature of these negotiations. As we wait for any official word, one thing is clear: every detail counts in determining the future stability and success of Red Bull Racing and Verstappen's career. With stakes this high, there's no room for error. Every move they make could have significant implications for F1's most promising driver and team.